an update again, another update. We are on over 140,000 signatures for our petition. This petition will be being handed in to the Army and 10 Downing Street. Again, what I found out today, I found out that one member of our armed forces somewhere was convicted for selling crack cocaine. He was found with tens of thousands of pounds worth of crack cocaine dealing. Okay? He did not lose his job. He's been given a second chance. I found out that on another barracks there are 2 people who have been convicted of sexual offences against minors. 2. They did not lose their jobs. So in the British Army, what we're saying is you can sexually assault women, sexually assault children. You can sell drugs. But if you have a photograph with a journalist, because that journalist talks about Islam, you will be discharged from the army. And I'm sorry, but that is not right, and people are not going to allow that. And what you're going to see now, which you've seen, because I've travelled down to and spent time today. I was supposed to be in Rochdale today, meeting a father of a young girl who was sexually exploited as part of these grooming gangs. And I was supposed to be having a meeting, and then this has sprung up. So I put that meeting off, and I'm nearly there now. Okay, because I had to travel to another end of the country. And I'm nearly there now. Now, if I had time, I could have visited 4 or 5 barracks today, because soldiers are contacting me from every barracks across this country. Okay, now this can be the fine. They say the army cannot be politicised, whilst they fly rainbow flags off the top of army barracks. Okay, what they've done with the fire brigade and the fire service. I spoke to so many soldiers today who said the only way you get promoted is if you're a mixed race lesbian. These diversity programs that are being enforced on them, and basically you're more likely to get sacked and kicked out of the army because of if you had a problem with diversity than you are if you fiddled with a child. What is going on? What is going on? How come again the priority given to if you talk out against an ideology, if you talk out against Islam? That's what this is about. It's about the forced common purpose that's being spread through every institution of Britain. But now you've tried it with the armed forces, and I hope now you're going to have a review in the armed forces. And that's not what I want. That's not what I want. Do you know what has most shocked me over the last 2 days? Is finding out how low the morale is in our armed forces. Shocking. It's at the rock bottom. They are all fed up. They're fed up. They're undermanned. They're understaffed. They're treated like dirt. They're not rewarded. They're not respected. And then you try and destroy one of their lives at the age of 17 and ruin his career because he has a photo of a journalist. So I'm travelling. I'm going back tonight from up north because I've got a flight to catch in the morning. I'm travelling everywhere, and I'm meeting our armed servicemen. And the ones I met today didn't want their faces shown. Wasn't bothered about having their faces shown. They didn't care. They said they can't discharge us all. It is literally, I am Spartacus. Okay? They can't discharge everyone. I'm being contacted, and at the minute I'm making the conscious choice against what they want to cover faces, and I'm making that just until there's enough footage, until I've got hundreds and hundreds of serving soldiers who are saying, I am Soldier X. I am Soldier X. You think you're going to throw him under the bus because of the Muslim Council of Britain? The Muslim Council of Britain, who signed a declaration to say that our Royal Navy are fair targets for jihad? That's who you're bowing to? That's who the superiors within the army are bowing to, is it? I've got a recording here of a major in the army telling them, you need to unfollow Tommy Robinson. You need to unfollow him. If not, you need to get out the door. What? I thought our soldiers were signing up to give people freedom, not take freedom away. It's gone insane. And at what point are you, not just the people in the army, well, what point are people going to stand together and say enough's enough. I've also had some very encouraging messages as well, because morale's been rock bottom. But then I had a wife of a soldier who sent me a message saying in their WhatsApp group of over 100 members, morale in their forces has not been as high as it is now, because they finally see something's about to happen. And that I say that we say Soldier X. So Soldier X about this young 17-year-old boy can become so much more. That symbol can become so much more for all the wrongs that is happening to our armed services, to give them a voice that they haven't got, to undo the wrongs that are happening. If you look at our last military adverts for recruitment, I think they got 10% of what they needed to get in figures, because it was all about praying on the floor during a battle and respecting Islam, whilst men quoting the Quran are blowing you up. That's what you're meant to do. Unbelievable. And then it's got videos saying it's okay to cry in the army. It's okay to be gay in the army, but it's not okay to be a straight, young, English or British, Welsh, Scottish or Northern Irish straight male. That's not okay, because you'll be left right at the bottom. You'll be kicked out of the way while everyone else progresses up to the higher ranks. And when they get to their higher ranks, you know what they'll do? They'll kick you all out of the way and sacrifice you the minute you step out of line and say one single negative word about a religion. They're enforcing blasphemy within our fucking armed forces. So anyway, I am ranting because I'm just speaking to so many people, and it is shocking what they are doing, what this government are doing and embedding within our military. They've already done all our other institutions. The NHS is done. The fire brigade. It's all been weakened. Everyone will tell you that who's been in those jobs. They'll all tell you it. And now they want to do it to the army, the navy. That's what they want. And it's about time people stood up. So if you are serving in our country, and not just serving in our country, if you're old, if you're young, whoever you are, I am Soldier X. Get involved in that campaign. Show the size of the campaign. Show the size of the support. As I said, we're at 140,000 signatures on our petition, but they've been blocking the site. You have to come off of your Wi-Fi because it's been blocked. Say that out loud. We're holding a petition for a young man who has been booted from the army for having a photograph with a journalist, and our government are then interfering and making sure that people can't sign that petition. Is this Britain, or are we in Soviet Russia? What is this? This is what's happening. Yeah, this is what's happening. We beat the Nazis, didn't we? We beat the Nazis. We didn't beat the Nazis so that you can fire someone for having a photograph. Oh, no, we didn't. So anyway, share that petition. If you haven't signed it, it takes 1 minute. Give it a share, give it a sign, spread it. Spread it everywhere and keep spreading it. Because you see this campaign, I am Soldier X. It's only just starting. The people at the top who are making these decisions, who are definitely watching this video, if you think that 17-year-old boy is just going to be booted to the side, lose his career, lose his job, without the whole world knowing about it, because you want to hand him over at the altar, like we've handed over a generation of our daughters at the altar for multiculturalism, diversity and Islam to be groomed, prostituted and raped, you now want to sacrifice our soldiers because they dared to have a photograph with a journalist. Well, everyone's going to know about it if you do. Everyone is going to talk about this. Everyone. So, even the royal family, you should interfere in this. You can't. Anyway, share it. I'm going to have a caller now. 25 minutes to go. And then we're going to have our meeting. And then we're back on the road. See you later. And I would give you a song from Kev. Go on, Kev. Give us a song.
Contemplating silent moment.
See you later. No, share this everywhere. Make sure it gets the views. You know that first one I've done, it's had 1.2 million views, okay? Everyone's talking about it. I've got barracks contacting me across this country to show, not to say I support Tommy Robinson or every single thing he says or does, but to say that this is wrong. And I support Soldier X, and I support the rights. And for all the people saying, "Oh, but we're told we're not allowed to join political groups and parties." I'm not a political group or party. I'm not a member of any political organisation. I don't run an organisation. I'm a journalist, and I cover stories about what's happening in this country. So, good night.